person, no one thinks you're going to turn out like your father.
But then why would you even say it?
I'm sorry.
I'm saving the world from Omniman's son! You would never. Like you said, I'm Omniman's son.
Episode 2's trailer starts with a scene we've seen in the pre-season trailers. The Magmanites and Mark are fighting in a public place. The Magmanites work with Doc Seismic, and in the trailers we saw them fighting in Washington, D.C. around the Washington Monument. After watching the first episode of this season, we noticed how heavily the show focused on the mental and emotional distress and pain that Debby and Mark are under after Nolan left. This trailer looks to continue from where we left off in last week's episode. There appears to be some conversation happening in the kitchen, and Debby must have said something or compared Mark to his father, because then she's talking about how he's not going to be like his father and apologizes to Mark. But you can see he's still very much on edge. I'm not sure if they're attempting to drive a wedge between Debby and Mark. I certainly hope that's not the case because this is a very loving relationship, but it certainly seems like it could go that way. We then see Mark talking and fighting with Darkwing II. Darkwing II was the sidekick to Darkwing from the first episode in the Guardians of the Globe, who was killed by Omniman. He used to go by the name Nightboy, but since Darkwing was killed, he then took over the Darkwing name. However, Darkwing II goes a bit crazy after losing Darkwing and being in charge of Midnight City. Midnight City is the Gotham City of the Invincible world. Darkwing was like Batman, and Darkwing 2 wanted to be just like him. However, he cracks under the pressure and breaks Batman's #1 rule. He begins to kill all the criminals, which Invincible doesn't like. Darkwing 2 also has the power to go inside a dimension known as the shadowverse. He can access this through shadows around him, and by grabbing someone and jumping into the shadow, he can bring others with him, and it looks like that's what he does here in the trailer. He obviously blames Nolan for Darkwing's death, and therefore is taking it out on Invincible. He's another one of the characters that Invincible does such a nice job of introducing and allowing them to have their own journey while still being important to the overall plot. For more information on the original Darkwing, you'll find a video on him on the end card. Let me know what you think will happen in this next episode, and follow along for more Invincible videos. Thanks, and take it easy, YouTube.